What does Joran van der Sloot have to say about today's events? His American lawyer, Joe Tacopina, spoke with Joran earlier today. Joe Tacopina joins us. Joe, what does your client say about this search at his parents' home, the family home in Aruba?
Not much. I mean, he was surprised, did not know about it. Is pretty much accustomed to this sort of routine going on at this point, Greta, so nothing surprises Joran or the family. I mean, they're a little distressed. This is 2 years later. You know, they're being placed back in the eye of the storm. We've been here before. We've been there before. This is going to turn up to be another scenario where they, you know, do a search, do a dig, and come up with nothing. But Natalee Holloway was never at that house. Now, let me say this. I think this is a positive turn of events, quite frankly, for the van der Sloots. The reason I say that, Greta, is because I believe this could be the beginning of the end. The Aruban authorities, I've been told today, want to close this case. The Dutch authorities, who oversee the Aruban authorities, have basically said, you know, until we have all our questions answered, we're not going to do that. And the first time the van der Sloot residence was searched, Greta, it wasn't searched thoroughly, it wasn't searched completely because the warrant that was executed at the time limited them to certain parts of the house and the property. This warrant does not do that. It's letting them excavate, dig, and do all these things. I think this will put to rest any notion.
And Joe,
yes,
how stupid that first warrant was so limited. I mean, I think we can agree that that was stupid not to have it complete. But here's the thing that I don't understand. I mean, you and I have discussed this timeline. I've done it with Joran. I've done it with Beth Holloway. Everything. I do not understand today, if they're being so thorough, why they didn't also go over to the Kalpo residence, where two of the other, and go through their yard, do everything over there. That's what. Do you have any information at all that they're going to do that?
I have no information. As a matter of fact, I don't believe they're going to do that. If they were going to do that, the element of surprise is certainly gone. I know they didn't do a forensic sweep on that car. That the Aruban authorities.
Well, they have the car.
The Aruban authorities. Yes, this is a different squad, Greta. These are forensic professionals here. We had not had this before. These are people who came with the appropriate forensic equipment, modern day science, stuff that wasn't used early on in this investigation. I wish, quite frankly, it was. I think we would have been on the right road to some answers, but no. I have no information that they're doing anything with the Kalpos. You know, there's been some rumors, some leads. You know, we heard at one point one of these advocates, if you will, for the anti-Joran movement said, oh, she's buried underneath the pool or something. So I don't know if they're following up on rumors. I don't know if they're looking to close all the loose ends. I don't know if they're looking to make any sense out of the inconsistencies in the stories initially told. But look, I think this, quite frankly, when this investigation is done, when this search is completed, the forensic analysis is completed, I think this will prove once and for all that Joran had nothing to do with this, and I hope it's the beginning of the end.
If you're telling me that the forensic investigation now being done by Howland is profoundly more professional than the one that was done almost 2 years ago, I'm stunned, especially in light of the fact that in March of last year, the car, at least maybe a little bit even earlier, the car was returned to the Kalpos, the car that we know Natalee was in.
That's right.
Are you telling me that analysis of the Kalpo car was done by basically amateurs? Amateurs, or I mean, that people don't know how to investigate to see whether there's any sign of any bodily injury in a car?
That's right. My understanding is they did not use any of the forensic tools available. They did a search. They looked for hairs. They looked for obvious things that are visible to the naked eye. My understanding is they never luminoled that car. They never did the things that would give evidence, trace evidence, that's not detectable by the naked eye. What you're seeing now with this Dutch team is a different level of forensic analysis. It's my understanding that these techniques were never employed, and quite frankly, I don't even know if they were available to the Aruban authorities.
If that indeed is true, let me reuse a word I used moments ago. That is really stupid, and I will add that it's completely unjust or unfair to everybody involved, both the family of Natalee as well as the suspects. If they were so amateurish, because there's something. I mean, doing a forensic examination of a car is not that sophisticated at this date.
Greta, we know one thing. The search of Joran's house and Paulus' house early on was a search done by police officers who went in there looking for things like clothes and shoes. They never went in with a forensic team like this. By the way, we're 2 years down the road now, so I don't know what sort of value they expect to find. But hopefully, they get their answers, they satisfy themselves, and hopefully I'm right and the people I've spoken to in Aruba are right in the suspicion that this may be the beginning of the end.
Well, I think that they need to go over to they need to go to everybody's house as well as talk to a bunch of people on the beach who they never bothered to talk to, including some who may have had some sort of connection with others on the island. But we'll leave that for later. Joe, thank you.
Okay.